Amazing.
Right. Welcome to Headbangers Ball. This is Riki Rachtman.
Here tonight with, they'd have some random shit. It'd be like, Faster Pussycat and Megadeth. Like, what?
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Profanatica, Abruptum, and the Bullet Boys tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was like a little compilation of some different Headbangers Ball
The most
intros.
famous one wasn't on there, though. The P-Cells intro.
I know. I couldn't find that one anywhere. I know.
They used that one for years.
I know. That was like, well, the ones in the beginning there, I didn't know. I knew the fucking Hostile one, but the Megadeth one was like the most popular one. But
you don't remember hearing the Anthrax one or the SOD one? That
I mean,
was like
probably.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the P-Cells one was like the most popular one.
Yeah, that was a really famous one, but it's okay. There were a lot of intros.
Yeah.
And there were a couple different hosts too.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Yeah. Yeah, before Riki Rachtman, there was Adam Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that blonde hair guy?
Yeah. Because Adam Curry, they had that little segment about death metal right when I was getting into death metal, and it was an interview with David Vincent, and they talked about death metal. I'm sure you've seen it before a million times, but like that was right when I was getting into death metal. I saw that and I was like, wait, like this is like, what is this stuff? This is so crazy. And they have live footage of Morbid Angel playing Immortal Rights. And
oh, amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I have to see that.
I tried to find that too and I couldn't find it. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. I wonder if there's some MTV, copyright stuff.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm not sure.
I definitely, it's hard to find full episodes. There's a couple, I think, on YouTube, maybe, but in the dark web, when you're buying your heroin and guns and shit, you could also find episodes of Headbangers Ball. Dude, I paid like $50. It was like 4 DVDs, which are chock full of data, It was just the video files of almost every Headbangers Ball episode.
Oh, Jesus.
So I've got them all, on DVDs, but I haven't like, I was going to dub them to VHS. That was my plan, but that's a big project, dude. So,
that's
but
huge.
I have a few. Yeah. I have a few on VHS, but yeah.
Wow.
You could find the date of when Slayer was on and, record that one or something. Yeah.
Right. Wow. Damn. Well, how many, so we're saying like mid 80s to like 95 is when it was on, I think, right?
Yeah, I just Googled it. 85 it started, but I don't recall that. And actually the host from 80s, it was called Heavy Metal Mania with Dee Snider in 85.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of sounds familiar, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 87 is when Headbangers Ball started. They renamed it Headbangers Ball. It was a different host, this guy named Kevin Seal, which I don't came in picture in my mind, so I wasn't paying attention, obviously.
That name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah, and then Adam Curry came in 88 until 90, and then the Headbangers Ball we all know and love, and it got fucking famous with Riki Rachtman.
Riki Rachtman. And he was the owner of the Cat Club in Hollywood.
That's right. So I think he had all these connections. Whether or not he had some segments on MTV, I'm not sure how they discovered him or anything. But he was probably more of just like, okay, we know this guy that knows all these bands. Let's put him on TV.
Well, it was something like that. It was smart in that way, and he was very much like a Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood type of Faster Pussycat, Motley Crue type of guy, right?
The funniest thing is seeing his transitions, through trends and fashion.
I know.
It's really hilarious.
I remember that, like, especially when grunge hit, you could see, like, you could see him changing, and
Yeah. Started wearing flannel. He cut his hair. He started wearing all these earrings and shit. But earlier, it was like the leather and the metal look,
the
like
teased up hair and all that. Yeah.
But evidently, at his club, he was, it was a pretty popular club for a lot of glam rock bands and stuff. So
yeah, he was part of that scene.
Yeah,
well,
totally.
I feel like in the beginning, I feel like in the beginning when I first started watching it, which must have been, I was watching it, God, I mean, I feel like I watched it when Adam Curry was on.
Yeah, probably.
I think so.
Until 90, so you must have,
Yeah, because I made a note here. I remember I think it was 6th grade, so that would be 86, 87.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe even 88. I lived right across the street from my school, and I was able to go home on my lunch breaks, and they had it on like during the noontime for whatever reason.
Headbangers Ball was on?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like but it was like a rerun or whatever from like the previous Saturday's episode or Friday or whatever it was. And they would have it. And so then I would watch it like over lunch, but that was like,
it's amazing.
That was like pre Riki Rachtman. That was showing me things like Cinderella or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course, yeah.
It was like
that's how it started. I think.
Way before they were showing more extreme stuff. So it was showing me, you know, like Def Leppard videos and Dio and Cinderella, Motley Crue, stuff like that. Yeah.
I think, first of all, there were a lot of barriers. Around that time, you know, we had bedtimes. We were kids or whatever. So I think I missed it until I was like old enough to stay awake late on the weekend.
Me too.
Probably.
Me too. Yeah,
It's probably when that started to happen. So that may have been around 87 or 88. And then people didn't have cable. Like not everybody had cable.
Yeah.
You know? It was a big fucking deal to get cable back then.
Yeah.
And so there were some barriers between you and Headbangers Ball potentially.
Right.
And I remember just like, the desire to have cable was so strong, you know. It's like I need to have cable just for MTV, basically. I don't remember what else people were watching. It wasn't Skinamax because you had to pay extra for that, I think. But
right. Well, even aside from Headbangers Ball, I mean, MTV was such a different thing than it was, you know. I mean, it's not around anymore, but like even 10, 15, 20 years ago, there was like 120 minutes was playing great stuff too.
Yeah.
And even just in regular programming, there was
Yo MTV Raps. I mean, there was
that was great. Yeah.
No, that was the other Dr. Dre. Remember that? His name was Dr. Dre, but
that's
it's a big
so
guy.
weird. I'm so confused by that whole thing. How was there a different Dr. Dre?
There's two Dr. Dre's out there.
Dr. Dre and what was and Something Love?
What's the sidekick's name? Oh man.
Oh, Dr.
Oh man. Oh, that's dumb.
So close.
Well,
it's on the tip of my
I'm
brain.
right there too. Yeah, for sure.
Fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, he was like an East Coast Dr. Dre. These guys were from New York. These guys were like the New York hip hop scene or whatever.
Yeah.
So they would have a show too, and then it would be Remote Control. Remember that game show?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remote Control was great.
That was a good show.
And there was like Hanging with MTV, I think it was, and that's that fantastic Faith No More clip, like one of my favorite live performances of them. They do Caffeine and Midlife Crisis, and they do all the screaming in between the sets.
Oh wow!
You know?
Yeah, I don't remember that show.
Oh man, I'll have to play that at some point in time. But it's Angel Dust era, and it's just like
it's amazing.
It's so great. Small little audience, and
Wow.
Great stuff.
So it was like a Top of the Pops kind of deal. Like the bands would perform.
Yeah.
And then
do like a few questions, like a little interview, and like the audience would interview or ask a few questions. And
it's hard to kind of relate this to our modern day because there's just such an inundation of information and stuff. But we were fucking craving this shit. You know, we were just like doing whatever it takes to be exposed to more. And this was one way.
MTV, I mean, especially when it started going into more extreme metal stuff, like when Headbangers Ball started covering it. And you'd find it every now and then on late night programming on MTV too. It wasn't exclusively Headbangers Ball, it was just mostly. Like it was like the easiest, best way to discover things because you had Metal Maniacs and Underground Tape Trading, and that was it.
Yep.
This was when Headbangers Ball. I remember when they played Left Hand Path. Yeah. Like I remember when they played The Incomplete.
Yep.
God of Emptiness, you know, things like that. And you're just like, wait. And it was just only a couple of years beforehand where Morbid Angel was like this like super underground, really scary thing. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait, what is this on MTV? And then Beavis and Butthead makes fun of it too. It's like, what is happening? You know,
that was part of the deal too. Beavis and Butthead. When you got your video onto Beavis and Butthead, it was a fucking huge jump. Even if they made fun of it, didn't matter. It's like Guar's on there. What the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
Drink. You are drinking. That was perfect timing.
Yeah, I was taking a drink before you even said drink. But I mean, I went in and out of Headbangers Ball a little bit. You know, I was like really into it for a while, and then I kind of like got out of it because it was, once I got heavily into death metal, it wasn't playing enough extreme stuff for me, you know, and so.
Yeah. But waiting for the triple thrash threat is what they called it when they would play. They would play the heavier shit, but a lot of times you had to wait a long time for that, and you had to get through a lot of Bullet Boys to get there.
A lot of Bullet Boys, but it also, I think that was the first thing that turned me on to Warrior Soul last decade, mid-century.
Oh, yeah. Dude, for sure.
One of my favorite, like really like. One of my top favorite albums. I mean,
it's amazing. I think the video was Wasteland, if I believe.
Yeah,
right.
I think so.
Yeah, dude, that's such a great track, and I discovered them through Headbangers Ball for sure. And I wouldn't have known about that shit because it was like they were a band that I probably wouldn't have been on my radar since I was starting to listen to more heavier music.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. So I wouldn't have been exposed. I would have seen it on the rack and probably not bought it or something.
I think I could have easily ignored that.
Yeah.
Because it was
that's a band that kind of MTV or Headbangers Ball kind of made. You know, they made
for sure,
them almost
for sure,
in some way. Yeah,
and I think that's interesting. I think Prong, Beg to Differ, I learned about through Metal Maniacs, but they were playing that shit on there too, and it's like,
and I think that they used some of that as one of the intros.
I think they did too.
I'm almost 100% sure about that. Beg to Differ, I think it was. Yeah. Or Prove You Wrong or something.
I think it was Beg to Differ. I think, but man, again, so long ago. So, but there again, Beg to Differ is one of my top albums as well.
And I think that's probably the first time I had ever heard Prong. I don't know, you know, I definitely was reading Metal Maniacs and Rip, and you know, a lot of times Rip or Metal Edge would kind of delve into the heavier side of things. There'd be a little blurb here or there, you know,
right?
Or you'd see it in the ads a lot of times, you know. So that'd be a way to still buy Metal Edge. Like I was still buying it or whatever, but it wasn't the main thing. Like Metal Maniacs was like harder and heavier. You know?
Sure.
That's why it drove us to that. But
that was the interesting thing about Headbangers Ball is it was like Metal Edge, but instead of like not knowing what the bands sound like, you're hearing them right there.
Yeah. I wonder whose idea that was to do the triple thrash threat, because that was the highlight of the whole thing.
Oh, for sure.
When this like, oh shit, they're gonna play the heavier shit now. Fucking death, lack of comprehension up here.
Dude,
it's like, oh my god, it's insane.
I remember Lack of Comprehension. I remember The Philosopher. I remember like the first time I saw that. There's another one too. Suffer the Children, Napalm Death. You know,
like, for sure.
Harmony Corruption Era, and I'm like, it just blew my mind because I was trading tapes, I was getting magazines, but to like actually see these people like moving around and like seeing footage, like especially the Napalm footage where it's live in the UK show somewhere, like seeing, growing up in Montana where I'd never seen a metal show, let alone a death metal show,
fucking nuts.
Seeing something like that, it was world expanding for me. It was like, there's a world out there, much like this Forbidden tape that you bought for me.
Very good.
This live at Dynamo. It's like there's a world out there where I'm not the only one that knows what this is. And there's world out there that people celebrate this stuff and get together and they can see Napalm Death in the flesh playing Suffer the Children. And it just blew my mind.
Yeah. That's really hard to describe because I grew up in a more suburban environment, more people were around, certainly. And I think that I saw rockers and I saw punk rockers and stuff. But imagine this kid in fucking Montana in the middle of nowhere and not being exposed to this world, but craving it and seeing this on TV. I imagine that really was pretty powerful. That's awesome.
It was amazing. And it was before I could get it in any other way. I mean, there's a little bit of, like VHS trading, like a little bit. But it was expensive too. It's like, I mean, that's
the thing.
When I first started doing this, I was in junior high, you know? So it's like,
if you were buying like a VHS tape of, you know, they had those Metal magazine tapes too. I love occasionally. Those too, I have some collection of that now, but at the time it was probably like $40 or something for a tape or something. It was not cheap at all. And then you had to wait 6 months for it to come in the mail. It's like, and where are we going to get $40? I had a $5 allowance at the most, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that wasn't possible for me to do, you know.
No, and I did do like a little bit of VHS trading, but there again, that's mostly like really shitty camera footage, held in the pit somewhere. I had one amazing one of Obituary on the Cause of Death tour.
Wow.
With James Murphy, filmed in Texas somewhere, and I watched that thing to death because it was just
Yeah.
The sound was good. Usually the sound sucks, the camera sucks, but this was really well done for whatever reason. I wish I still had it, but it's just Headbangers Ball was such a anomaly in so many ways. In that way,
it's kind of funny to me that these bands were even making videos, and the exposure for them was solely put on Headbangers Ball. Like, why else would they have a budget, and what would be the intention of making a video at that time? It was, I imagine there was a little bit of a risk. It's like, okay, you know, Century Media or whoever the fuck, you know, at Earlock is going to put up this money for a Napalm video, and it probably won't get played anywhere, but we got to try, you know.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, all of these things have to have a precursor of somebody being of taking a leap and saying, this is a good idea. Triple Thrash Threat's a good idea. Headbangers Ball is a good idea. Having a video for the incomplete is a good idea.
Yeah. So the all the props for this segment go to the guy who thought, you know, Triple Thrash Threat was a great idea.
Yeah.
Because that opened it up to all these bands being exposed a lot more than they would have otherwise. It kind of had all to do with the death metal popularity of the early 90s, I would say.
Well, I think so too. And then, you know, if you fast forward a couple of years, then you get into the whole Columbia Giant thing with Cathedral and Morbid Angel and Entombed, and when they tried to make death metal like even more mainstream, I don't think that would have been possible without Headbangers Ball introducing that stuff into the mainstream earlier. Yeah,
very good. Are there any lasting bands that you can thank Headbangers Ball for the initial kind of push? I mean, I don't think I discovered Obituary or Napalm through Headbangers Ball, but I certainly discovered Forced Entry. When I saw above Ever the No But the No, I think, or above, Ever the No But the No, I think is the name of the song. I fucking love that song. When I first heard it on Triple Thrash Threat, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was probably around the same time as the Death video and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, that's definitely a band I wasn't really on my radar at all.
I don't remember when or how I discovered Forced Entry. Yeah. But yeah, that second record, As Above, So Below.
Yeah. So
amazing.
Great. I mean, it's got a lot of humor in it and a lot of funny.
They had to do the fucking thrash thing that so many bands were doing at that time. Have an amazing record and have one joke song in there, you know?
Yeah.
But man, and all the pinch harmonics. I was like, what is happening here? Like what? Yeah. Over
amazing
the top.
Guitar work. I'd like to play that if possible.
Yeah. You want to play
the songs Never a No But the No. Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
You want to just play the song? Yeah.
Yeah, or just the beginning of it. The video is awesome too, if anybody's out there wants to check it out. But it's kind of a live in a warehouse video kind of situation, if I remember right. Black and white. But yeah. The Seattle band too, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And when I moved up to Oregon, I realized that they played in Portland all the time. I never did see them, but right before I moved here, which was 94. So I bet from 90 to 93, right before I moved here, they were playing here all the time. Like it was like there was like a local thrash thing, you know, and there was a scene for that. But by the time I moved here in 94, it almost was dead by then. It happened really quick, you know.
You moved here in 94. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was, you know, like post grunge. So, you know, maybe that was,
well, yeah, we could talk. We'll talk about that. What happened to Riki?
Yeah. Actually, this is a fucking amazing song. Let's just listen to this. Never a No, But the No by Forced Entry off their As Above, So Below record. I think this is a underrated thrash classic.
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
respect. Internal where reflecting pain, breeding contempt. I hear you and I think in your head when you are right and I am wrong. Degradation never cease. I suffer so long.
Yeah.
Dude, damn. So good. It's been so long since I've listened to that, but man.
It's a great track.
Tight. The whole record.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the joke song, but
except for jokes. We're a bunch of dicks. Is that what it is?
We're a bunch of dicks.
We're a bunch of dicks.
We know what makes you pissed.
So dumb.
Why did bands do that?
It was just like we could have a whole episode about thrash joke bands, but it was a thing, dude.
It was.
It was their I Am the Man, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And we touched on a little bit in the humor in music episode, but yeah, that is a whole nother thing. And like, not even like just the humor, but it's like a lot of these thrash bands, they had to do like a cover on like these fantastic records and the record doesn't really need a cover. Like, no. You know, we don't need Voivod doing Batman. We don't need, like, we just don't need that shit. Anyway, fantastic song, amazing record.
Great job. Thank you, Headbangers Ball, for introducing me to that.
Yeah, that's so good.
Do you remember some of these segments they used to do? I mean, I'm just remembering, like, we would see like the side. We would see a side of Dave Mustaine or something. They would do like a segment of him skydiving or some shit.
Oh, that's
and they would
right.
do like, They would do like behind the scenes at Moscow. The festivals there and stuff like that. When all those bands went over to Moscow, it was a big deal, and they
Rock and Rio
Pantera and pretty cool. That was a cool insight into like, these just normal, drunken dudes like I am, even though I was young, I wasn't drinking or anything at that time.
Right.
It was just like, these guys are normal dudes. It helped humanize them a lot,
Yes. And Faith No More was big for me on that. It's not how I discovered Faith No More, but especially around the Angel Dust era, they were featured a lot on Headbangers Ball, and it was like
they were a darling.
They were for quite a while, and that was really cool.
Do you think that had to do with them being kind of a gap or a bridger. They're a bridge.
Yeah.
They're in between.
Well, yeah. And like they were, their videos and their performances and stuff, they're wearing Godflesh and Carcass and Napalm shirts. And so as a young death metal kid, when death metal was fairly young itself, it was cool to see this band that was blowing up that were, Billy Gould was wearing a Napalm Death shirt in like their videos. And like, that was really interesting. And it definitely did.
Well, you know who else was a darling in this fucking show? Alice in Chains, dude.
Yes. Oh my God.
They were on all the time, and it was very strange, going from, especially at the height of, was their album Jar of Flies or something?
Not Dirt.
First album.
Facelift.
Yeah. Facelift. Yeah. Their first album, when that came out, and then, the Slayer were still a thing and really popular, and they would feature Kerry King and Tom Araya in the studio. And then fucking 5 minutes later, like, the dudes from Alice in Chains are there, and it's just such a weird
it was
like, we're going through different times here.
It was such a weird transition and like mix up. And there's so many times I'd be watching Headbangers Ball, and I'm like, oh, like this fucking video again? Like this video?
Pearl Jam video or something. They were heavily featured too.
But that
wasn't all great.
No, but that's what was cool about the Triple Thrash Threat was...
Yes, exactly. You knew,
But you didn't know what it was going to be.
No, but you knew it was going to be heavy.
And so I remember like seeing the video for The Philosopher for the first time on Headbangers Ball. And like, I didn't even know that there was a video for it.
How would we know?
I had no idea. And I remember like, you would wait for the music to come in and like the little title on the screen and be like, what the fuck? Like, The Philosopher? Wow. Like, that's crazy.
What is this? Yeah. So cool.
And seeing interviews with like Chuck and Cannibal Corpse on Headbangers Ball.
That's the thing, despite this kind of wave of grunge and these newer bands happening, they didn't give up on metal. Like Machine Head were on there a lot, Pantera were on there a lot, Sepultura were on there fucking
all the
tons,
time.
Dude. Yeah. So it was cool. I mean, it kind of helped me be more diverse, I think, in a lot of ways, because I had to sit through that shit to get through Sepultura.
Yeah, but and kind of like what we said about like a Warrior Soul or a Forced Entry or even like a Faith No More, is it's like there were bands that weren't just like completely extreme that we got into through that or were exposed to, or like, I love Alice in Chains as well, and it was a really cool way to have them mixed.
Yes.
Like when I was tape trading, I wasn't tape trading Alice in Chains records.
No, definitely not.
So it was cool to have a different influence.
And I think we can also thank Headbangers Ball for getting Alice in Chains on the Clash of the Titans tour. It must have been the reason, dude. Because they were so pushed, in that way on Headbangers Ball, that I think that they were getting really popular and all these things because they were just playing the video every fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah. So the Clash of the Titans tour. Remind me of the lineup on that.
Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth, and Alice in Chains.
That's right.
That's so weird.
I mean, that's it. Like, it kind of makes sense, sort of, but like in a really strange way. Like Alice in Chains is dark. They can be heavy at times. They're not metal, but they're.
I think as Faith No More was, they were a platypus. They were in the in between. They were the missing link.
Yes.
Like, what's going on with this thing? It's a hybrid,
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
And it fit the time perfectly because they were modern, They weren't these old geezers like Metallica were at the time, and they were, keeping up with things in a cool way, not like Metallica tried to do.
Right.
But,
Metallica's
was forced. You can tell they were like, oh, okay, things are changing, let's change. It wasn't like we're going to be the fucking. Like they were originally, which was, we are going to be the ones that changed.
We're going to be the leaders. And when they did fucking Load or whatever, it was like, we're trying to like hop on the bandwagon.
Exactly.
Even though it felt like what bandwagon were they trying to hop onto? I mean,
at that time, I don't know.
It's like, I remember like, cut your hair, make it spiky and wear eyeliner. I'm like, what kind of trend are you trying to do here?
That wasn't what Alice in Chains were doing. That wasn't what, maybe it was like what System of a Down were doing. That they were one step further from Alice in Chains, even.
Yeah. I just think, so much of that new metal plague just like infected so many people. And I think even they're just grasping at straws. Like, hey, we need to look.
It confused them, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to shift too. And we talked about this a million times, and it's actually a pretty major topic on this podcast. But all these bands shifted, Anthrax and Overkill, and all these, in strange ways, Suicidal even. It's like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah. Speaking of Anthrax, I forgot to tell you about my encounter with John Bush at Metal Fest.
What?
Yeah, I had a brief.
Was he mingling?
Yeah. The backstage area was basically one giant backstage area on the second night, and so we were right next to John Bush, and I'm gonna lose all my metal cred here, but like his band had Joey Vera in it from
Armored Saint.
Oh yeah, no, okay, so yeah, Armored Saint played and John Bush played.
I see. Yeah.
And so
right. I remember seeing that.
And Joey Vera was also in
Fate's Warning.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, but I had a somewhat sweaty brush up with John Bush as he was coming into the dressing room and I was leaving, and he was mostly shirtless trying to get his shirt back on, and he like basically rubbed his sweaty chest against my back as I was.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you didn't say hi to him. It was just literally a glance.
And he was much shorter than I anticipated.
He does seem like a small guy.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Headbangers Ball was all in on Sound of White Noise era.
Yeah.
Anthrax, 100%.
Well, but I think
that pissed me off, dude, because fucking Persistence of Time was just so good, and I was still recovering from the aftermath of that. It's like, all of a sudden, like, these grunge guys are on TV, and it's Anthrax. What the fuck is going on here?
Well, but like, I mean, was that a byproduct of Headbangers Ball? It's like Sound of White Noise was a thrash band that seemed like they were trying to go alternative, I mean,
exactly. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. They promoted the shit out of it, so they're partly to blame.
Yeah. I don't know, but I should revisit. No, I'm not. I can't revisit that record. I don't know.
It's worth. I mean, my friend of the pod, Matt Kenny, he's pretty big on that album, and that's coming later after we've all recovered from Belladonna leaving. But it's worth checking out for sure. It's a good listen. It's not. There are hints of like old Anthrax in there occasionally. Like, shit, that does sound like Scotty. A little bit.
Yeah. Is it really like song oriented? I mean, is it just like more like accessible?
No solos. They're just like and there may be a lot of open chords instead of the chunkiness. A lot of stuff like that happening. But
like a standard rock record, like a Foo Fighters or something.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. That's probably closer to what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the Headbangers Ball was all in on that shit, and that's fine. Whatever. I'm over it. So in California, we had a radio station who went through all of these same changes. It's almost exactly the same as KNAC 105.5. Thank fucking Christ I grew up in Southern California, because this was another huge eye-opening experience of exposure where we weren't going to see it otherwise or hear it otherwise.
Right, yeah.
Thankful to KNAC, the first time I heard Overkill, probably in the late 80s. And yeah, there's a lot of exposure, but the same thing happened, and I would say around the same time, 95 is when it all went to shit, where it's like, why did this happen? Where they have such a tidal wave of success, these stations, but then they start to, I think at first it's not a following of trends, and that's why it's a success. And then they shift to making money following trends, and that's when it goes to shit.
Well, just like what you said about Metallica. Yeah. Well, because I think that's the wrong reason to do anything.
Yeah.
Is shifting to go with the trends,
That's right. Yeah. But, they had success and they had advertisers, they had all these things they probably were needing to create, like there's money men that get involed, and there's people that start to say, you need to pay more, for more bills because of all these things. So they do it for that reason. But.
Yeah, we didn't have any radio stations like that. I mean, we had a college radio station, but they didn't play that type of stuff. So
no, it's pretty unusual. I think even probably New York and California, probably a couple places that had rock stations, maybe in San Francisco. but.
Oh, probably San Francisco.
Maybe in Seattle. I don't know what was going on up there. If anybody can chime in about that.
Oh, they probably had like a really cool station.
Yeah, I wonder.
That was like pre-alternative grunge stuff. You know, that was playing.
Do you think it was
Melvin's
just college radio or something, or do you think
probably?
It actually? Yeah, I doubt it was like on our dials. You know,
no,
station.
Probably not.
That's what was special about KNAC. It was like all metal all the time. You know,
that's crazy.
That's fucking nuts. Think about. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Remember I saw, it was at Hell's Hero. I saw the guy with the shirt.
Yeah.
And I chatted him up and he's like, it's still going, dude. And I was like, what? It's like a website now. And
you just stream it.
He didn't even grow up in Southern California. He grew up in Arizona or something.
Yeah.
And he was a writer for them, for their website.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was such a weird thing. I was like, I wanted to reminisce about KNAC with him, but he didn't even grow up down there.
He's like, never heard it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just know the website. It's like, oh, okay, that's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Name 3 programs on KNAC.
Name 3 DJs. Long Paul, Dangerous Darren, and there's more.
Yeah, I didn't. Growing up in Montana, I like I said, I had the college radio station, but it was mostly like jam bands, and there might be like a little bit of hip hop here and there.
Yeah.
Bozeman, especially in the early '90s and late '80s, it was like it's a progressive place relatively, in college town and all that, and so you're gonna get some cool music, but it wasn't anything like Headbangers Ball by any stretch of the imagination. Like if they played Melvin's, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like this is crazy.
It kind of leads to a little nostalgia of when things were simpler. It's like, okay, I'm going to listen to this Anthrax album all week, and then I'll try to find a new album based on what they play on Triple Thrash Threat Saturday night. You know, like I didn't have there was no streaming. There wasn't like a way to access a lot of music because I didn't have money either. $5 a week in allowance wasn't shit. So it was like you had to save up, and then you were obsessed with these albums, and they become part of you in a lot of ways. And I don't know if kids are feeling music in the same way or what it's like out there now.
The impression I get from like my daughters and their friends is they feel it as deeply, but just in different ways. They're not
talking about singles rather than albums. Is it that kind of deal? Maybe
I think so. I think albums are a little bit harder. But like Ione listens to albums. Like like both my kids now like go record shopping, but it's more. They're not like obsessed with the album as a statement. They're not like, oh, I need the whole album, but they're like, hey, this like Fiona Apple, like I love these 2 songs. I'm going to buy the album that it's on. I'll listen to the whole thing. Yeah. But the focus.
Oh, we did that too. We would buy this 4th Century album based on that and hope for the best, and it worked out. But it doesn't always work out that way. Yeah.
But like what you're saying is I would skip my lunches in high school to save my lunch money to buy CDs, tapes, whatever. And it was like I would get maybe 1 or 2 a month, maybe.
Yeah,
and
for sure, at the most. That's why I'd sit next to the radio and KNAC or whatever, hitting record, then I could listen to it over and over again.
But. Yeah. Well, I want to play a clip that I found from Headbangers Ball.
Yes, please.
I found a couple different clips that are interesting, but they're all kind of long, and I don't want to play super long clips, but I just want to play a little bit of this one that I found, and this is kind of cool. Nice. It's actually I'll play the whole thing of this one. It's pretty short, but this is Chris Barnes from Cannibal Corpse and Chuck Schuldiner from Death. Headbangers Ball, 1993, widely regarded as like the best year for death metal.
And Riki Rachtman has short hair now.
Riki Rachtman has short hair. I mean, 93, so that's post grunge explosion. That's post Nirvana. Yes. And here we have Chris Barnes when he was still Mr. Cannibal Corpse, and
he's got a bong shirt on though. He was loyal to the marijuana even then.
Is that Graphics with an X? Is that a bong
company?
Okay. Yeah, so here's a little bit, 1993, Chris Barnes, Chuck Schuldiner, and Riki Rachtman. Here we go.
And Chuck from the band Death, and a lot of you people have been writing, and I even tell you this every single show, about both of these bands. Death, we've been playing your video a little bit on the Headbangers Ball, and Cannibal Corpse, we get so many requests for Cannibal Corpse, and whenever I go to his shows, especially like I went and saw you guys play in Milwaukee, and everybody, especially your fans, love to scream at me and throw things at me about not playing your videos. And I'm telling them it's not up to me. But have you guys got any plans to do a video? I mean, you don't have very many videos.
No, we have some like homemade videos that the kids make for us, you know, some pornographic stuff, but it's interesting.
So if you're wondering why we don't play Cannibal Corpse videos on MTV, there isn't one. Are you going to do one? So these people can get off my back?
Yeah, we'd like to do one, you know, but it's just a matter of what it's going to look like and what we're thinking about at the time, you know, and who's going to use it. We don't know.
Now, on the other hand, Death went out in like what appears to be like a pretty high budget video.
Actually, it's very budgeted.
Where did you film the video?
We filmed it, actually, part of it was outside in some natural springs in Florida, and the other half was shot 2 hours away in some warehouse in the middle of tornado land.
Because looking at the video, I mean, it looks like it was like in some rainforest or something. You went and spent all the money on it, and it's a nice video.
Thank you. We're very happy with how it turned out, definitely. Josh is a great director, by the way.
So tell me, representing like the death band scene, tell me the importance of going to something with Foundations Forum. Like, how many, are you the only member of your band that's here today?
Yeah, I'm the only one here.
And what are you doing here?
Just like schmoozing with all the folks, you know, hanging out, meeting some people that, you know, have been supporting us, and, you know, just meeting some people, basically.
Because you guys have got a real strong fan base.
Yeah, you know, we've worked hard over the past few years, you know, with the 3 albums that we've put out, and, you know, it's grown to just become, you know, the metal feeling, just like everything else out there.
So would both of you guys agree, since hard rock has kind of become mainstream, and you've got bands like Metallica being played on every radio station, that death metal is the only true rebellion side of rock and roll, rebellious side?
I think it's just going to be like how Metallica was. I remember when Metallica was like the Outcast type of music, type of band. It's an evolution, and people are going to be looking for heavier stuff, and there's definitely a lot of bands out there to supply the metal needs that people are, you know, out there demanding. I mean, like you said, a lot of people write in and they want to hear heavy stuff. Well, this is, I think, the next generation, definitely, and, you know, we're all very psyched, definitely.
Well, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us. You'll probably be seeing more death videos on Headbangers Ball, and you probably will see one of these guys' videos if they give us a video, right?
If you let us use it.
Okay, exactly. There you go. We'll work out something.
I don't think it was until the bleeding that they actually put one out. I don't think there was one for Hammer Smash Face. That I remember. I should have been single, you know.
There should have been a video for Hammer Smash Face. I can't think of one.
No, me either.
Yeah, that's
cool
interesting.
Shit, dude.
I mean,
that was cool.
That's interesting because that's Chris Barnes when he was in Cannibal Corpse, and obviously pre him leaving Cannibal Corpse, changing his style completely, the whole 6 Feet Under thing, and obviously when Chuck was alive. It's an interesting
awesome
little document.
And they mentioned Foundations Forum, which I had the pleasure to
Yes,
go
you
to.
did.
We should do this whole. Always do a whole fucking episode on this because
man, put it on the list.
hindsight is pretty insane that I actually got the chance to do this all because of Matt Kinney, Mr. Matt Kinney, number 10 caller, KNAC.
That's right.
This guy was fucking well known for doing this shit. Matt got us to see Iron Maiden right up front, the pit. Matt multiple times. Pantera shows, he would win number 10 caller. I don't know how the fuck he did it. He was natural at the phone. Anyway, he got us into Foundations Forum 92. We walk in.
That's crazy.
We
92.
walk in, fucking Lemmy was at the bar. It's like, this is insane. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Lemmy's just hanging out there. We go upstairs. Sepultura was playing. Couple bands later, Body Count was there. Screaming Trees. It was like all this weird, like it was like this mash of fucking grunge.
Yeah.
So insane. I would love to just like wax poetic about that. I still have the program for it, so I can easily look and see what bands were playing and stuff.
That's awesome.
It was a confusing time for metal, certainly. But
well, yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what we've been talking about this whole time. Is it was like kind of confusing because it was like the insurgent of alternative music with the break of Nirvana. Death metal was on the rise. Death metal was changing. Black metal was about to explode. It was, and like so you go to Foundations Forum and you see Screaming Trees and Lemmy, and then, you know, it's like fucking Chuck and Cannibal Corpse are there, you know, a few years later. It's like,
schmoozing. That's insane. I think the whole idea for the thing was just for industry people to get together and drink and like mingle, you know. It was such a weird thing.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah, amazing, dude.
Yeah, so cool. I have one more little clip that I want to play from Headbangers Ball. This is a bit longer, so I'm just going to play a little bit of it. But I thought this is a really cool little glimpse back into that period of time. This is
and we didn't mention that Headbangers Ball Europe was different.
I was gonna mention that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they had that female lady. I can't remember her name. Blonde hair lady.
Yeah,
she was the host over there. And I remember going to England. It was in '93. I was in England for the summer visiting our friends over there, and I was just like, I was expecting Riki Rachtman, but it was this blonde lady, and they were playing European music. It's like Halloween and shit. It's like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, it's funny because like I had no way to see that when this was happening, you know. But over the years since, I've seen it a couple times, and it's funny to see how different it was in Europe than it was in America. Yeah.
Warwick.
Oh, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I have a little clip here of Obituary and Sepultura in Berlin from 1994, July 4th, 1994. Oh, wow. Yeah. Just listen
anniversary.
Just listen to a little bit of this. It's fun to see how much younger they are, obviously. But, I mean, 94 was a big year, a big time for both those bands. So let's listen to just a little bit.
Yo, hello friends from Europe. This is Max from Sepultura. And we just got back from the Pantera video, 5 minutes alone. We also touring with those guys in America. It's been really good. And we took a week off here to do some festivals. And a very special show, which will be with the guys from Obituary. And I have them right now. It's our old brothers. We know them from a long time. Trevor.
What's up? What's up, Max?
And John, how you doing, man?
What's going on?
So, you know, I'll be talking to these guys. Supposed to make them some questions and stuff. So I was thinking, what should I ask them? And I think the first thing I want to ask, it's when we tour, right after Arise, we did a tour called SOS, Sepultura, Obituary, and Sadus. And what was the craziest or the most fun or whatever, one of the most memorable moments of that tour? So you guys, tell me something about that.
Yeah, probably in Texas, Joe's Garage, Max's birthday.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
We just had a good shindig, you know. Nice party. We won't go into any details or anything, but it was fun.
Man. People want to know what happened, man.
Well, there was a little birthday cake fight. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stuff just got crazy there. Sorry, guys, you're not going to get the details of it. You just going to have to think about it. Yeah, I heard you guys play Argentina, right? Yeah, not many bands goes there. Sepultura went there. And when we went there, actually, last time, everybody was talking about you guys' shows there and said it was great. So anything you want to comment about that show?
Yeah, we had a good time. We had a real good time there. It was our first time in South America all together, so had a real good response. Crowd was great. Kids were really great. And,
I heard you guys stay there longer than normal, right?
Yeah, we wanted to stay even longer than that, but they made us go home. So.
Yeah, it's so cool to like see this like little time capsule of those bands. They're talking about the Arise tour.
Yeah. These guys are like 21 years old or something, just like kind of awkward on the camera.
They're so awkward, but they're smiling, and then you can tell they're just kind of like living on the top of the world. And that SOS tour, man, Sepultura, Obituary, Sadus. Holy shit.
Yeah. I didn't see that, obviously.
No, God, no.
But he talked about the Pantera tour. Did see that Pantera Sepultura Prong.
Oh.
Fucking awesome, dude. That was fucking great.
Damn.
That was at Portland Meadows, dude. Outdoors.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Pantera
Sepultura
Prong.
Dude, that was July of 94.
Oh, shit.
It must have been like right after this. I saw them on like July 10th, dude.
Oh, well, this is like
94.
6 days before that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy because, this is right when I moved to Portland. It was the first show I saw here.
Oh, wow. Yeah. July 4th, 94.
Pantera and Prong. Yeah, amazing.
I'm going to play a little bit more. I just skipped ahead a little bit. Let's listen to a little bit more.
You just feel so bad for people like that, but there's so many of them. You know, that picture is just one in a million that you could take, you know, just walking through New York City alone. You know, so it was cool to get a photograph on the record there. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, and what about the singing, you know, like... Probably can understand more words this time.
I guess a little bit more from album to album. It's gotten, you know, a little more each time, but
There's really no still set of lyrics to the album, you know. It's just you can hear a little bit more this time, I think.
You guys don't include the lyrics again then on the album?
No.
So people had just to figure out kind of
Yeah,
here and there.
Yeah, I keep you out of trouble that way. You can't.
That's cool. So you know, the album will come out. Right now we're here in Berlin. We're gonna be playing with these guys, and I don't know, man. You know, I tell all you guys to go check it out, their new album. You know, we all been big fans of Obituary since they first started. Back then when they were Executioner, then they changed for Obituary. Yeah. So, you know, to all Sepultura fans out there, all kinds of music fans, check out the new Obituary. See ya, man.
Obituary. Yeah, dude, so
Max
great.
is so great. That's cool that he did the interview too. That's really cool.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I mean, seeing those guys like that, you know, when you're a teenager and you're looking at an Obituary album, you think differently, you know, like, oh, it's something really dark about these guys.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
And you see them in this context, like, oh, they're just like me. That's cool.
I mean, the photo, is it on Slowly We Rot? Where they're all hanging from the bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
Slowly We Rot. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite band photos. And at that point in time, that was like it was just like, it's so hard to express what it was like for me, and just being like, I need to understand why this is happening, who these people are, where they're coming from, like, how do they make this art? And to see them humanized like that, I think for some people it like kind of like destroys the image of the mirage, but for me it enhanced it, because I want my artists to be rock stars, but I also want them to be human, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And so it was really cool to like even now seeing like Trevor with that little baby face, you know, I mean, he still has like kind of like the sunken in dark eyes,
sunken eyes.
Yeah. But like Max is adorable. Like I just want to like squeeze his cheeks, you know.
Did you happen to see that Slayer video that got released recently? That was it was like Rain and Blood sessions. They were in a garage. They were jamming on Rain and Blood, and then they went out to a cemetery, and some guy was asking them all these questions, and they were hanging out by a grave. They were all 21, 22. I think Lombardo was a couple years older, but 24 maybe or something. But if I had seen that before I knew who Slayer were, I don't know. There's like, these guys are a bunch of dorks or whatever, you know. But like, the image of a band and how it builds in your mind is so powerful that
it is. And but
when you see like Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman joking around, it's like, oh, they're not as evil as I expected. No, and it kind of ruins it a little bit, I must say.
Well, it's delicate. It's delicate. I mean, it kind of depends on. I feel like it depends on these like ephemeral factors that I can't even really name. Like I said, like having Obituary humanized helped me. But sometimes that would go against what I want out of like a band. I don't know. It's
maybe
hard to
Steve
explain.
Ashheim or something. Imagine meeting Glenn Benton, in early 92 or 91. And the image of we have is different than this Floridian dude that's probably just fucking getting drunk on Schlitz or something. You know? It would have been just like, oh God, I'm glad I didn't meet him, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But I think especially now, I appreciate it even more, and especially as like a document in history, like to see like that type of stuff.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I might have to try to like go back and watch some more of that, more of those Headbanger Ball.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, come over sometime and watch on VHS.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I pulled up some clips too that I'm not going to play at this point, but like David Vincent on Headbangers Ball from '93 on 9/11. Oh shit, 9/11, 1993.
Way before it happened.
Wow. And Roddy Bottom, Mike Patton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like from 1990. So yeah, that's super.
I mean, if anything, we're happy that Headbangers Ball existed so that we can go back in time and see these guys like in interviews and stuff. Where else were they fucking getting video interviewed? Nowhere, you know.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I wonder if there's no like, as far as like the present and the future goes, there's no like music stations anymore, right? There's no like shows on Netflix or Hulu. Well, there was that Hulu series that was
and
like about
the death metal one or death one.
The death one. I can't remember what that was called, but that was cool.
Yeah. I don't know. People are finding their information somehow. I have no idea.
Yeah, but there's no platform for videos like that anymore, I don't think, right?
No, I don't think so. But YouTube's got it all. So that's the thing. You're not just going to come across something random. That's what I miss, I think. That's what I'm trying to express, is maybe like the equivalent of sifting through bins and coming across Unleashed and being like, what the fuck is this? I'm going to check it out. I don't care what's on it. I'm going to check it out. I don't know. Kids are doing that digitally, I suppose, and maybe they're coming across random videos, but you have to get attention now, you have to be acting in a different way. I don't know. That I don't like. Getting
the attention is almost impossible at this point, I think.
Yeah. I mean, having like 100 vinyl sales for the Dolovan album is a fucking accomplishment. It's like,
oh man,
that's a lot.
For sure.
That's pretty good. That's really good. You're a pretty good independent band.
You're pretty good. Pretty good.
I mean, Aglock came along at a time before internet and stuff, and that's helped your careers, obviously. But if you came out now, I think you just get fucking lumped in with all the other shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, obviously.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But good music stands out, no doubt.
Yeah, so. But I've thought about this and multiple times, and no one can say like definitively, but I do think about that. Like if Aglock came out in 2026. I think we might stand out for certain reasons, but other things we would be just part of the pack. Yeah. And part of that is because we blaze a lot of those trails that people are going down, but also
that's right. Yeah.
It's just like even back then, like when we released Pale Folklore, I felt like I can't keep up with the music coming out.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
and that was on CDs.
It's like 100 times worse now.
Out like a shit every month or whatever. It's like, I can't keep up.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I have to get this new record from Misanthropy and Holy Records and whatever else.
All imports, dude.
Yeah. Paying $30 a CD or whatever.
For sure, dude. Yeah. I mean, when I started streaming and shit, I was like, I have no guilt towards the record companies. I fucking paid those people.
Oh man, for so many years I was like, you know what? I have invested my entire life and all my money into supporting bands, and I view it a little bit differently now. But I do. I support in different ways.
We support with merch now. Like things have changed. Yeah.
I mean, I still buy records for sure, but I don't buy as many as I used to.
No, and maybe buying straight on Bandcamp or straight through the band is the best way. I mean,
I try to do that.
Labels still need to survive, so
yeah,
that's fine too, I guess.
This year, the biggest way I've been supporting bands is by buying concert tickets and not going.
I've been witnesses many times. Yes, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's happened more times than I would like to admit this year. For
it's all right. You're in your 50s now, dude.
Multiple reasons. Yeah.
Well, your intentions are good.
Well, I'm still supporting, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's actually.
I don't care if you're there or not.
So I went to see, another thing I did recently is I went to see I mentioned it last podcast, I think. I went to see the Turin Horse at Hollywood Theater.
Yeah.
Bellatar film. It was sold out for months.
Yeah.
And I would say the actual theater was maybe 80% full.
So you're not the only one doing this.
Yeah. And so I asked, Nate Carson was there. And I talked to him about it afterwards, and he said it's happening more and more because people are buying tickets like 6-8 months in advance, or even 3 months in advance. Something comes up, or they don't feel like it, or they're like, "Hey, and he had a term for it. I should ask him what the term was, but it's people are like legitimately being like, "Well, I can't go, but I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to ask for a refund. Like I want the money to still support the artist or the band or whatever it is." So it's interesting. It's an interesting
I think
phenomenon.
There's something happening out there too where like these shows are billed as exclusive. These shows are billed as, even though they're not a lot of times, they're billed as like, oh, don't fucking miss this. And it really hits your FOMO. You know, really hits your like, oh shit, I got to hurry up. And it's 3 or 4 months from now. And shit comes up. You know,
sometimes it's hard to know what I'm doing 4 months from now.
I don't camp anymore, by the way. Yeah.
You don't camp anymore?
Yeah. I think I'm done with camping. I think it's okay now. I'm in my 50s. It's like I've camped enough. I'm good. So I won't be camping that weekend, but there's something else that might be going on.
Right. I just planned some camping yesterday.
Planned it? Nice.
Yeah. Good. And Lunasa is happening end of July.
Oh, well, yeah. I am camping at the Dungeon Synth Festival this summer. So that's true. I am camping, but I'm not like seeking out, reserving a spot and doing all these things like I used to do.
No, I don't really do that either. But Lunasa this year, Thief is headlining. Can't miss that. So
yeah, I saw that. It looks like a really cool lineup.
Yep. I'm going to be there for sure. It's the weekend after Fire in the Mountains. So that's going to be
a lot going on, bro.
It's going to be a push, but yeah.
This might be one he bought a ticket for and might not go to.
I don't buy tickets for anything anymore, man.
Did you buy? Oh, right. Because you got the hookup?
I got the hookup.
Yeah,
dude.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But we bought tickets for Psy. You did buy a ticket for that,
didn't you? I'm not going to miss that for sure.
No, you won't miss that one.
No. Even though I will see them like 3 days earlier. But no, there's no way I'm missing Psy. No. Of course not.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. No, that'll be great. Dude, this is great. Headbangers Ball. Yeah, super great. I actually going to do something a little bit different, and I want to have Riki Rachtman himself take us out on this episode.
I bet we can get him on the podcast.
Actually, it's funny you said that because I was like thinking today, and I was like, God, I wonder if we could like do a cameo or like hit him up or something.
We probably could have, man. Did you see he's doing this tour? He's coming in July, I think.
Oh, he's coming here?
Yeah, he's coming to the Hawthorne Theater. Doing like a spoken word thing where he talks about his life or something.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I should have thought about this more. Maybe we could have actually gotten him on the pod.
We could have gotten him, I think. Yeah, he's just sitting at home. I think he lives in, according to Facebook, which I'm a fan of his on Facebook, friend of his on Facebook, he lives in North Carolina or some shit.
Damn.
Riki Rachtman tour, July 8th. Let's see. It's just like July 15th or something.
Oh, wow. That's Ione's birthday.
Oh, sorry. July 21st. July 21st, Hawthorne Theater.
Oh, I think that's when I'm at Fire in the Mountains, I think. No, it's not.
It's a Tuesday.
No, it's before that.
Should we go, dude?
I would like to. Hunter will be here, I think.
On that day?
I think so.
Does he want to go to? He doesn't go to live shows.
He doesn't go to anything.
All right, we'll talk off
we'll talk about it. But I would be curious to see that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, well, let's let Riki take us out here.
Take us out. Yep.
If I can figure out how to do this. Dude, I have too many tabs going on. Okay, here we go.
I like being here on the Headbangers Ball. Even when I light my hair on fire, it's still fun. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for spending my birthday with me. And remember to always keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the gold. See ya!
An Earth in Sound production.